Vampire Hunters just dropped its first massive free update since their 1.0 release. The team at Gamecraft Studios gave me early access to the new content, which includes 3 brand new maps, a slew of new relics and constellations, and a ton of quality of life changes. I'll be showing gameplay from all 3 of the new maps, including a special run where I enable the hardest constellations to push both the game and myself to our limits. So, let's get into it. This update comes with a handful of neat quality of life improvements, like automatically accepting boss chest rewards and better performance optimization for longer runs. The developers also increased creature damage in very long runs so you don't get too comfortable with your overpowered build. But the real stars of this update are the 3 brand new maps. Each one brings a unique theme with new mechanics and powerful bosses to face. I'll be showing off what they have to offer, but first, let's talk about the new risk and reward system this update introduces. To make the maps even more challenging, the developers have added 12 new constellations. For example, Dorado spawns enemies twice as fast for a 50% score bonus. Serpents makes enemies deal double damage, also for a 50% score bonus. And Boots is just insane. It gives a massive 300% score bonus, but there's a 10% chance an elite will spawn a random boss when you kill it. You'll have to watch until the end to see what happens when you enable all of them at once. To help you face these new challenges, there are also 18 new relics to get your hands on, which will make your builds wackier than ever. I played the Dracula run with the Bloodhound Pact to increase my summons damage and spectral ammunition to make my projectiles phase through walls. I was even able to grab the Hunter's Whistle to summon a massive demon to fight by my side. And there are still more I didn't get, like the Cryo Sigil that gives all your weapons freeze or toxic infusion for poison. I can already imagine the insane builds you can pull off now. The main event of this update are the 3 new bonus maps. First is Barrowdeep, an undead prison with green lava waiting for you to fall in and creatures swarming up and down the tight corridors like it's a subway station on a weekday. I definitely felt like this map had its positives and negatives. On one hand, it was so satisfying to line up enemies and zap them all in one go in the tight alleyways. But on the other hand, it really lacks the horizontal spacing I liked in the other maps. It's an acquired taste, but if you're a fan of vertical gameplay rather than left to right movement, this map is for you. Next up is Scaffolds of Drefiah, an abandoned temple where you can grapple hook across the map like you're Spider-Man with the goal of closing up creature spawners. I really liked this one. First, anything desert themed is great in my book, but that's coupled with a large open area where you can grapple from one end to the other. It also has a layout that makes it easy to rotate between health potions without getting lost, and that's a big winner in my book. And finally, we have Kami's last training hall. If Barrowdeep was about verticality and Scaffolds of Drefiah was about a large open area, this map is their prettier looking baby. It's a dojo with spacious neon lit multi-story rooms that don't just look great, but also feel amazing to traverse as you clear a sea of enemies. This might just be my favorite one of the 3. Now here's the moment we've all been waiting for. The run where I enabled all the difficulty constellations at once. Enemies spawning twice as fast, game time sped up by 3 times, a 10% chance for bosses to spawn every time I kill an elite, double enemy damage, bosses with 10% extra HP. And on top of it all, my weapon type changes every 10 seconds. Okay, you get it, it's a lot. I knew I was in trouble when I could barely take out the normal enemies, but I kept pushing forward, being mindful of my surroundings. As I leveled up and started to get a build going, I quickly realized I was completely at the mercy of RNGs, since my weapons kept changing constantly. To make things worse, I'd even hit 2 minutes before bosses started spawning, sometimes 2 at a time. At that point, I accepted that in this run, I wasn't a hunter, I was just a survivor. That meant a lot of running, poking enemies, and desperately trying to get any morsel of XP to beef up my character. I managed to stick with that technique until 12 minutes in, when I was greeted by 7 bosses at the same time. With only 16 health left, I finally accepted defeat. I patted myself on the back for making it 13 minutes. Until I remembered that the game time was 3 times faster. So in reality, I only lasted about 4 minutes before I got absolutely cooked. Let that be a lesson. Unless you're an absolute veteran of this game, and maybe even then, pick and choose your constellations wisely. So, what's my final verdict on this massive new update? The 3 new maps are a fantastic addition, especially with how they each offer a completely different gameplay experience. The constellations add a welcome layer of challenge and replayability, even if my All Constellations run was a total disaster. Overall, this is a phenomenal free update that adds so much to the game without feeling overwhelming. If you're a fan of the game, this is a must play, and if you've never tried it, now is the perfect time to jump in. What about you? What new relic or constellation are you most excited to try? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on underrated and overlooked indie games. Have a good day and stay weird.